Hey guys, today I want to make a tutorial how to create some spiral staircase. I have downloaded some pictures which I liked, so I have an idea to make um, like metal staircase with beautiful details. So if we want to begin, how should we begin? I think first we have to define some dimensions. On this picture we have some dimensions, but I think that we can make our own. So first of all we can take a tool circle and define and decide what will be the radius of our staircase, of our stairs. So I think something around a meter, just to have space to have a big and comfortable staircase. So let's make 1000 millimeters. And if we look at this drawing, we see that there is a central tube, and we have also to define its radius. To draw a circle in the same position with the same center as the big one, we have to check that our center snap is turned on. After this, we can take another circle, snap to the center. By the way, center snap works like a little bit strange, so you never will catch it if you're putting your cursor near the center. You have to put it near the curve itself, the bounds of the circle, but not exactly on the bounds, because on the bounds you will catch near, so a little bit inside, and then you will catch center snap. So now I have catched the center snap, and I can draw another circle, so it can be like, well, its radius around 80. I think it's too small, so 100 I think is okay. So next we have to define, I think we have to define height of our stairs and a number of stairs which we need. So let's say we will have a height of the floor around, we can just draw a line, a vertical line, also from center, and maybe around 3,600 meters. So like some general height of the floor. So, and how much stairs do we need? We have to decide also. Stairs should be comfortable to move, so we just can check with a calculator. We have 3,600. We can divide it, like comfortable height of one stair is around 150. So we need 24 stairs. If we make a little less comfortable height of each stair, it can be like 170. After this, no, I don't like it. Maybe how much can we? 160, 22, and okay, I think 24 is okay. Okay, so we can just so I mean that so the it's like some very general and very commonly used dimensions of stairs around. I just can make it to see. We will change the scale of the dimensions, and we need vertical one. So this is very commonly used and like most comfortable, I think, around the world. So we will just decrease a little bit the model space scale to make the dimensions more smaller. Okay, this is like a cross section of a stair. So the height is 150 and the length is around 300. So okay, we just decided how much stairs we will have during our floor. So we can divide our line at 24 pieces. Oh, just let's check. And the one segment will be exactly what we need. But this is like some supplementary sketches. Okay, next we have to define how our spiral stairs will look like in plane, in top view. So for this we can draw one line, horizontal line, for example, and we can make a polar array. So we are doing the sketch of our stairs. Okay, we say array and we need array polar. So first, Rhino asks us to select objects to array. So let's select this line because this is our object to array. Then we have to define center. This is our center and the number of items. So I think that it will be okay if we have 24 stairs during our floor height. We can make like 2 full circles of our spiral. So one circle we have to divide by 12. So our line should be multiplied by 12. And the angle of array is the full circle, and we will leave it as it is, as 360. And press space to confirm. And after we have done this, we can measure the distance between two lines, for example, here and here, just to guess, will it be comfortable for people to move on these stairs, because this is very comfortable dimension, but if it's around 200, it is not comfortable. So people are usually going like in the middle or closer to the outside, to the outer circle. So we are measuring around in the middle, so we see that it is okay. And here it is also wider. So I think these dimensions of one stair are okay. After this, what should we do? I think that the easiest way, like without some complicated tools, we can just copy our stairs. And first, we need to draw one of the stairs, the sketch of it. So how can they do this? We can just select these curves and write planar surface. But no, but it will not do what we want. Yeah, it made a full circle. We don't need full circle, really. We need just one segment. So I think we can, I think we even don't need this circle anymore. And yeah, I think we can just do this. We can select these circles. We can make a copy of them just for just to have them for some some cases. So we can press Command C, Command V, and hide one copy of them. Just if we will need them, we will show them again. And after this, these circles we can trim because we have a copy and we can do anything with these curves. And now we have boundaries for one of our stairs. And we can make a planar surface, and we can see it here. So now I think that we can copy these sketches of stairs over the circle, but I think that a good way will be to make this stair, to make it a block, because now it is only a sketch, but maybe later we will want to add some details, some like beautiful design or something like this, and I wanna have an opportunity to change all the stairs at the same time. So I for this purpose I can use a block. How blocks are working in Rhino? Blocks are working as like more intelligent groups because they have names and groups don't. Moreover, they have their local coordinate system, and the most important thing that the blocks they remember their relatives, so their instances. If you change one of them, each instance of the block in your model will also change, and this is very convenient way to work with some similar objects. like with these stairs or like windows. If we have a big amount of similar windows in a building, they can be blocks, and you can edit just one of them, and all the rest will change. And this is a super useful tool, I guess. So I think that we can make a block from this instance. But first, maybe I will make just a little more detailed sketch, just a little few details. Move it up with a gumball, and also with a gumball. But first, through the sub-objects, select this line and extrude it with a gumball at minus 150, and join these two parts together. Right, join. So now we are ready to make a block. Let's do it, I guess. We write block, put in some place its base point, and just name it. For now, we can leave it as a just, well, let's say that it is in a stair. Okay, we have created a block. How can we check that we have succeeded and our stair is our step is already a block now? We have to look at the properties, because in the properties, this sign, if we select an object, we can see all information about this object, and we can see that this is a block instance. So here we see that this is a block. So we have succeeded. For example, if we select a line, we see that this object is an open curve, and this is a picture. So each object can be defined, identified in properties window. If nothing is selected, we just see the properties of our view, our viewport. So we see that this is perspective in a shaded mode, and so on. So okay, now we have a block, and now we can copy it. And how can we do this? I think first, so today's lesson is mostly with basic tools, so we will do it with the basic tools. I think we will copy it, making a polar array, but now not with lines, but with a block of our step, and then we will move it each step on necessary distance. So I have deleted the lines, we don't need them anymore. And after this, we can just write again array polar, choose again polar array, select the center point, and number of items again will be 12. Press enter, the full circle 360 degrees, press enter or space again, and space again to confirm. Now, what we can see in our perspective view, we have all our steps at the same level. So now what can we do? We can decide that, for example, this stair will be the first one, and all another instances we will select with a shift, we select them, and we move them up with our gumball, and we move them up on our step on the vertical, so on 150. We have this distance here now, so we just press space to confirm. What we do next? We just press Control, just Command, and deselect. If we press and hold Command, we can deselect instances. And if we press and hold Shift, we add to selection. So if we press Command, we can deselect some instances, and it will be the second stair, and we will move it next to the next 150. And again, deselect and move up, and same for this, deselect, move up, and deselect with Command, and again press blue arrow, press, not hold, and if the distance is what we need, we just press space. So we deselect, press blue arrow, press space, deselect, press blue arrow, space. So just some a little bit repeating work, but not that much. Space again, Command, space to confirm. So we just confirming the distance with the space or with enter. Okay, now we have our nice stairs, but only a half of them because we made a circle with 12 steps, but we decided that we have 2 times 12 for our floor. So what we can do now, we can select all the instances which we have already copied with a shift key and right copy, not to clipboard, just copy, and just copy all of them because we need 12 more, and press space to confirm. Now we see the sketch of our stairs. I already like it, looks very nice. Okay, what is next? This is the sketch. Now we can add some details. We can look a little bit closer on our pictures and decide what else do we need to make like something beautiful. So we need railing, definitely, and we need this tube, central tube. But if we look at this picture, we can see that this is like uh, pieces of a tube. They are part of each stair or of each step. So we can add parts of the tube into the block. But I think the structure should be like there should be like some narrow central tube, and these steps are like put it on each other and on this tube, I guess, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I think that we can begin with the railing. Let's begin with the railing. So to make a railing, what is the easiest way? I think that the easiest way is to take some curve, for example, this one control point or interpolate point. I think the interpolate point will be better one. So the difference is that this curve is not going exactly through the points which we are drawing, and this one is going exactly through the points which we press with our cursor. So they're both useful, but for our case, I think that this one interpolate will be more useful. So let's take this and let's begin from, let's check where we begin from. Yeah, I think from the first step. I think it doesn't matter. Yes, let's begin from the first step. So we begin from the first step and snap to the end of each step. But now center snapping is not very useful for me. It just, you see that it snaps to the center of our stairs. I don't like it now. I don't need it, so I will turn it off for now. Now I will only snap to the ends, and I go from each end. So it's another part of a little bit boring walk. Oh, I was mistaken. I can press Command Z and continue. So in design there is a lot of boring work, unfortunately. Okay, we go up and almost, I think we have almost done. Always snap to the end, always to the end, and here to the end, and here to the end. And we press space to finish our curve. So here we go. We have like a sketch of our railing. So let's take a closer look. What we can see. I see that here we have two types of supports for the railing. So talking again about the blocks, I think that it will be two different types of blocks. Like these are repeating supports, and they will be the same instances of the same block, and these are instances of another block. Okay, okay. Now, I think that now we can put this line which we have drawn. We can move it up for around, for example, 900, and on the level where we will need our railing, hit escape to turn off points. Okay, let's look a little bit how it looks. It looks like it's not a pipe. The railing is not a pipe. It's like something flat. How can we do this? We can use, for example, sweep one command. We can draw a line. In fact, we can draw something more beautiful than a line. So let's have a closer look at this Well, I think we can draw our own railing because these are just references. We can design something which we want. So let's draw some sketch of profile of our railing. Well, I think we need like an axis of symmetry. I take line tool and draw vertical line with shift. I just press and hold shift and draw vertical or horizontal line. Okay, now we have to draw just a half of our railing. I think we can, for first, we can take polyline and decide which will be the width of our railing. So I think something around 60 centimeters, 6 centimeters, 60 millimeters, or 70, something like this. So a half will be like 35. We write 35, press space, then hold shift and draw horizontal part of our polyline. Now the thickness, I think that this will be steel, so it can be, I don't know, maybe 20, and here, for example, 10, and again 10, and here we just snap to perpendicular. And now we can rebuild just to see what we will have. No, this is not very beautiful. If we add some points, no, it is also not that beautiful. What can we do to make the shape a little bit smarter? I think we can for sure make fillets, but if I want here to have some arches, I can maybe explode and rebuild just these two lines and add some like 3 control points. I think 3 will be more than enough. Rebuild. Now if we select, we see that we have some points here. Okay, and I select them, write points on, and select these 2 points and turn them up. I think it's okay. And now I can use fillet tool with the radius of, for example, 8 for these parts. And here I'm not sure that 8 will be enough. It will be enough here, but not here. So now we need fillet with a smaller radius, for example, 5. And we use this and this. Oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because here there is not enough space. I think we just can use circle and draw it with 2 points from here to here. We don't need this one. We can make trim and we can make fillet here, and with the radius of maybe 10, like bigger one, maybe even bigger, radius of 15. Yes, I like this more. So, and I think it's okay. Maybe we can change it later if we will like find some some smarter railing. So for now, I think it is enough. We can join it. We can mirror. Oh, mirror, and join these 2 parts together. Also, oh, join, and maybe we will delete these points. We don't need them to have like smarter lines. Maybe just like move this a little down to have smarter shape. Okay, I like the shape, more or less. Now we can use this shape, and here it is, and we can use this to make our railing. But the very important thing is that our railing is standing on steps. So we can see that the supports are standing on steps. This is important. So if now this line is just a border of our stairs. So we have 2 options. We can, oh, so to make our supports, we have to either increase a little bit our steps later to make these supports standing on them, or to make offset of this curve a little bit inside. So the both options are okay, I think. So if we make offset with the distance of just a little bit like 50 and put it inside, so we will have just the same, almost the same curve. Well, for now let's leave it here. Maybe I think that maybe we will slightly increase our steps and it will be okay. Or we can just make smaller offset. Let's make a little bit smaller offset. Okay, offset, not 50 but 30 and inside. Okay, this is the direction of our railing. So the outer curve, can we delete? I prefer not to delete pieces of our sketch if we are doing some sketch. So for now I will hide it. And the good another good way is to make like some layer to hide all this unnecessary stuff that which can be necessary at any time. So for now we will just hide it. So now we can move our profile here at the beginning of our railing. It's better to check that it is more or less perpendicular. I can see that it is more or less perpendicular and it's okay. Now I write sweep 1. This is very nice command. I like it. So we have to watch carefully what Rhino asks us to do. First, it asks to select rail, and we select rail, press enter. Oh, sorry, it doesn't work. Okay, select rail, and no, yeah, don't press enter because we at the same time after we select rail, we have to immediately select shapes. We don't need to press enter this time. We select our profile and now we press enter because it asks us press enter when done. If it doesn't ask to press enter, we don't press enter. So now we press enter again, and we can see the preview, and we have to look at it carefully, and we see that it is not very good. It's not what we need because it is always perpendicular to our curve, but we need the railing to be always horizontal, and it is called road-like. So if on the preview we see not what we want, we change to road-like, and it is much better. It's exactly what we need. And we press sweep to confirm our choice, and here we go. Here we see our railing. I don't like these lines. These are here because our initial profile curve was here joined at these points. So from these points we have these edges. If we don't want to see these edges, we can make a rebuild again, but with bigger amount of points, for example 30. Press preview. I think it's okay, but and also we have to change the degree to 3, then rebuild, and then sweep 1, the rail. You can see that here it doesn't ask to press enter when we have selected the rail. So we select, and at the same time we select shapes, profile shapes, and then we press enter, then press enter again, check that it is road-like, and sweep. And we have very nice, very smooth rail shape. Okay. By the way, maybe in your Rhino you will not see like this smooth shape. You will see this stuff, surface isocurves. Here you can see them, and sometimes they are useful, but sometimes they are like annoying, and I prefer not to display them. So to hide them, you have this tab, display tab. It is called display, and it is just a second. I have to remember where it is. Show toolbars. Oh, no, not toolbars. Ah, yeah. Or no? Well, okay, I think it's better to make another tutorial with its interface, with the basic Rhino interface. So these lines are called isocurves, and if you have display tab, you can turn them off. And for now, I think it's enough. Okay, what is next? I think next we can think about our, also again, the sketch of our supports. Just a sketch for the beginning. We can hide for now the railing, and this curve, we can also hide it. And we have to think about the supports. We can, for first time, we can draw them. Draw line, and draw vertical line, and we can just, let me think, we can, how can we, maybe in a more automatic way. We have 24 steps. For each step in our reference, we have two supports for each step. So we need 48 steps. We can divide our railing with a command divide at 48 segments. And what we will have like these points, and if we will extrude them, what we will obtain? More or less what we need, but we want these lines to be a little bit like moved, like here, like to not beginning from the edge of our step. So I think we have to shorten a little bit our line, railing line, and then again divide it by 48. I think it is a good way. We can press Command Z. I think these points we don't need anymore. We can write cell PT and delete them. And this line, okay, this line maybe we will need. Now we can just write small, very, very small line from the beginning of here, around 50, I think, around 50 millimeters, and snap to our curve. Did we snap? We did not snap very good, but we can now write perpendicular, yeah, perpendicular here, small perpendicular to our railing. And now, after we have done this, we can split our railing with this small perpendicular line. And we will split this segment and we will delete it. And this stuff also we will delete. And what we will do next, we can again divide this. No, I think it is not a very good idea because the length is not the same for the stairs and the curve. So no, this is not a very good option. We will not do this. How can we do this? Maybe a good option is to draw these supports from the block of each step, because we exactly need them from each step. So can we do this? I think yes, we can make a block in block. We write block edit, and now we see that we are cannot even select anything in the model. We can only select and work with our block, our step. And what we will do, we will select this edge through Command Shift through sub objects. We will make offset same as we made for the railing, 30, and we will divide this segment, but not at 48, but at 3, or maybe 2.5. Can we divide at 2.5? I think no, we can only divide by 2. Okay, we will divide it by 3, I think. Divide, number of segments, 3. And we will use these 2 points. We just need these 2 points. And we will rotate them a little bit with around the center of our steps, and just a little bit here. But I think we can do it just without dividing, because just on looking on eye. So we can create another point, something around, but not in the center, around here. So this point we don't need, and we have these 2 points, point 1, point 2, and we can extrude them just at any distance, but they will intersect. They have to intersect. We can just check it. Yes, there is an intersect. with our railing, and we have to trim them. Can we trim them here? No, we cannot select the railing. So for now we can press apply. Now we can copy our railing, press Command C, then go again into inside our block, write block edit, and now press Command V. We have our railing now inside our block, and we can select our supports. We can write trim, and we can trim them. If we were careful, we will have our curves intersecting. Now, this we don't need, we delete it. But now, inside each step, we have two supports for our railing. If we press apply, you can see that from each step, the sketch of the support is going, and it belongs to a block. If we select step, we also select our supports. So I think it looks nice. Okay. Okay, what is next? What is next? Okay, so what can be next? I think that basically we have a sketch of very beautiful stairs. So I think now it is only design. Now we can show our railing. We can write show selected, select railing. It is even more beautiful. And I think that really we can go to design. And the design will be also for each step, and every step will be updated accordingly. So there are different types. I like these one because they all are like very nice. These one are also very nice. I think the pattern can be anything. Okay, I think that first we have to begin with the tube, with these parts of the tube. We can see very good how they look like here. So we have like tube from the vertical side and also some piece of tube from the horizontal part of our step. Okay, let's go. We again select our block instance, write block edit. Oh, again block edit. And yeah, we can draw a circle and then extrude a cylinder. Okay, let's do this way. We again turn on the snap center, catch the snap, draw circle, and extrude the circle around 150 as a height of our step. I think these two parts, two caps, we don't need them. We can delete them, select them with the Command Shift and delete. And this one, also Command Shift and delete. And what is next? We can make, for example, offset surface. If we, for example, want to make some technical drawings, we can model this. But if not, this is not that necessary. But let's do it. So we can flip, make offset inside, and the distance like something very small. I think around 15 millimeters. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's okay. So to make a thickness of our steel tube. Now let's look at the design of our stuff. I think we can add some basic design. So here we see like small pipes. We can do this. We can select what we can select. We can select also sub-object this circle. We can copy it, hold Option, press arrow, write -50. I think it's too much. Now without Option, with Option we are copying. Without Option we just move to 20 and maybe a little bit higher, 10. Okay, now same here. Command Shift, select this circle. Oh, we have to measure without a center. 20. So we have to copy at 20. This curve, move it to 20. And what we can do, we can make some pipes, I would say, according to our sketch. And Rhino asks the radius for the pipe, and for example 2 millimeters. Let's just see. I think 2 is too small. Maybe 5, maybe even bigger, maybe 7. Yes, I like 7. And for this curve we can do the same. Same radius, 7, enter, enter, and we have. Okay, we can press apply, and now we can see that our pipe is appeared in every block. So let's look again on our picture. We can see that this pipe really depends to this part of the step. So here we can see construction, the structure, the idea how it can be built. So, and this is like separate part, and this is also separate part. Maybe we can do something like this, or maybe we'll not go too much into details. Yeah, I think that we can begin just with some design. It will be more interesting. But I think that we can do like some bigger pipe on the upper side here, like a bigger circle and bigger pipe to just show construction in some sketchy way. So we again select our step, write on keyboard block edit, press space, and what we can do now, we can just we can take this curve which we already have here inside. I go to wireframe, and I want to select the curve, this one, from which we have created this ring. Now we can move it up around 10 millimeters, maybe some higher value, 3 millimeters, maybe 7. Oh, 7, it will be here. It can be here actually. Okay, we can move it down if we want, and we can make another pipe with a bigger radius, for example a radius of 10 millimeters. Enter, and we will have something like this. Apply, and it appears here. Okay, next, what we have next? I think we can make some pattern. uh, we see here different options. So the step can be made of wood, like in these examples, or they can be made of steel. I like this one, made of wood. I like how it looks like. So let's do something similar. Okay, again block edit. We can select this surface through sub-objects through Command Shift, and what can we do? We can use, in fact, we can make a copy of it with the command extract surface. Extract, just extract surface, extract SRF, this one. We select the surface, extract surface, and press space. Then we select the surface we want to copy, and we have to put this point here, copy. And after this, press done or press enter, and now we have a copy of our surface. Or in fact, not a copy of surface, we just need like a border, I think. Let's check again the picture. I think, yeah, that the border of the surface will be enough. So we use another command, dupe border, a dupe face border, because we need the border only of this face. Well, what we do next, we can make offset, slightly offset, to increase the size of our step. And the distance should be something smaller, around 15. Yeah, I like 15. But here I don't want to see this offset. Can we isolate? Yeah, we can, but we still see another these objects, but it's okay. So I will, through Command Shift, I will delete this line and maybe this line, and oh, no. Oh yeah, it's okay. But I have this line here, no, wait, First, let's write on isolate, and let's hide for now this. And do we have, yeah, this one. So this is a curve which makes some mess. This curve is for the railing, the supports of the railing. We can delete it now. I don't think that we need it. Also these points, we don't need them. Now the thing I want to do is I want to explode this one and delete this, yeah, but leave this line. So I just want to have offset only in these two sides, but not here, because here we have structure of another step. So I use chamfer 1 and 2 and chamfer here. In fact, we are messed with geometry, and in block edit we cannot use isolate because these another instances of the block, they are locked now, and we cannot isolate locked objects. So what can we do? We can just move all our geometry which is in the block just to work like some another way of isolating. I can move it around 5 meters, for example, and I remember this value 5 meters. It is important to remember it, and now I can see what I'm doing in much cleaner way. This we can move back, because now we are not working with this. I write the same value but with the opposite sign, and it returns exactly on its place. Now here, now I see better my lines and I can work with them. I can use chamfer again, I think like this. So now I have offsetted these two curves, but not this one. Now I can join them all. What else? I can make a fillet, I think. Oh no, for now, let's don't do that. Let's extrude, as we are doing some a wooden step. Let's make it around around 70. I think 70 will be, I think, something like, no, that's too much. Let's make around, I press circle, blue circle to extrude around 10 centimeters. I think it will be okay. And and now can we use merge? Ah, no, that's not merge all component faces. I need this command, but this line doesn't disappear. But well, I don't like this line. This line is here because we have this point here. We can delete this point and we will not have any problems with this line. So extrude again, and now we can use command fillet edge, I think. Yeah, fillet edge. So to make our all edges of our step like smarter, softer, so we should say the radius. This is also like way of trial and error. Let's try 50, maybe something smaller, 20, and select all our steps and press space. Let's see. I think it is okay, but we have to check here. Is it okay? Yeah, I think so. I still think that it is too thick, but we have to look at the whole our like whole picture. So now we can, let's make it a little thinner. How can we do this? Now this geometry is complex. If we use scale, it will not work. But what can we do? We can go to front view and we can select through the sub objects the upper side of our step and move it down around 50 or maybe 20. Yeah, I think it's okay. Now it is thinner. Do we need this line? I think no, we can delete it. And now when we finished with our like isolated detail, we can move it back to its place. Press the same arrow and write, as I have moved it on 5 meters, I write minus 5,000, minus 5 meters. And it is exactly on its place now. That's what we needed. Now we also have to show our sketchy step. We can write show selected, this one, And yeah, and now I wanna look how it looks like when all steps are like the same. You can press apply and we can check it in the rendered view. In the rendered view, by the way, we don't see the lines, so we don't see the supports, but I think it's okay. But I still think that it is too thick, and maybe the fillets are also too big. It looks like fluffy. But do we want to change it? I think no, we can leave it as it is. So we can go to, again, shaded mode. Um, Here it is much thinner, yeah. We can, I wanted to change it. I don't like how it looks like now. So I just can press Command Z. Oh, but all the corrections are disabled because they were made in a block. Okay, we can do it from the beginning. Again, we take this one, we want to isolate it, move a little bit right. Now we say dupe border, dupe face border, select this face, we have these lines, right offset, same 15, hide this. Now I don't need this line, and I don't need these lines and these. I select it with the Command Shift to select the segment of the line. Now I don't need these lines, also with Command Shift, and here with Command Shift. And now I write chamfer and select these two curves and these two curves. Now I delete this point because I don't want to have like edge in this place. Okay, now we join all these lines and we extrude it to something smaller, maybe 5 centimeters. Yeah, 5 centimeters, it's big. So maybe even 4 centimeters, 40. It will be also not that small. Maybe a little bit thinner. Just we can move it down by 5 millimeters. So now the general height is okay. Now we can make fillet, and the radius also should be smaller, around 5. I think will be enough. Oh, just fillet, sorry, fillet edge. We need another type of command, fillet edge. The radius 5, and select edges, space and space. Yeah, I think it now looks better. We delete this curve, we write show selected, show this, move this back 5 meters back, hit apply. Yeah, now it looks much better. Yeah, I like this much more. Okay. And we have forgotten this pipe, but it's okay. Okay, now we can make some metal part with some, maybe some pattern. What type of pattern can we take? Okay, I paused the video again because I needed to download some inspiration, because really I don't like that much these patterns. So I have downloaded some pictures with kind of Art Nouveau patterns, which I like so much. I like this style. So I have downloaded some pictures from a book with Art Deco patterns, and I think that we can make some decorations in something like this. Just try, because I like this style. I have inserted pictures into Rhino and we can continue. So I think that we can just look at these pictures as references and draw some beautiful stairs. At least try. Okay, again, let's go into editing mode of our block. Select this step, block edit, and we want to make some pattern here, some design. What can we do? We can take this surface and we can copy it, or we can just measure their size to okay, we have 150 and 900, around 900. Yeah, okay, so we just can to begin with, we can draw a rectangle with these dimensions. Well, we have 900 and 150. So we want to draw some sketch of our pattern. In fact, we need only, I think that it will be symmetrical, so we can draw line of symmetry, and we have to draw only a half of it. Okay, we can begin with some spline curves, and I think it can be just some of imagination. Let's look at these doors. Okay. Okay, we take control point curve, and well, we can draw just some sketch. With these spline curves, they are really like smart to work with. So I just make something and it looks nice just because splines in Rhino work like this. Another thing that we have to do, I guess, we have to make some offset inside of our part of our structure. I think something smaller. By the way, if you don't wanna if you wanna change distance but you don't wanna press here, you can just take some attention that in our comment panel some letters are underlined, and this means that if you, so here D is underlined, and here O, for example, and here B, and this means that if you want to change difference, you can press D on your keyboard, press space, and you can change distance now, for example 10. And if you want to make offset both sides, you can press B on your keyboard, press space, and here you see that now we are making offset both sides. If you want to turn this off, again B, so here O, you can see B space. Oh, just it didn't work. Where is the B? Sorry. Okay, again, if we want to take it both sides, we write B and space, and now we have both sides. But if you want to disable it, which letter? No letter? That's strange. Okay, but now we don't need both sides. We just press here, and we can continue our sketch. We can edit it. If we press on our curve, we can see control points, and we can move it and select them, select some points and edit, change their position. Also, you can scale them. So do anything you want. With regular objects, you can do it with the points. Okay, let's draw something else. Maybe, I don't know, some thinner lines. I don't want to spend too much time on it, so just some sketchy pattern. Okay, maybe here we can, and after we have drawn something, we also can make offset and check if it will be beautiful or not. Maybe it will be nice here and here. Why not? Maybe not that thick, because now the thickness is the same as the boundary, but I want to have it a little bit thinner inside. So I can say distance, D space, 6, for example. Select curve, something like this. And in Art Deco, you can see that sometimes they have different thickness, these patterns. So we can select our curves. This one we can rebuild, for example, around 50 points, preview and rebuild. Maybe 50 is also too much. I think 30 is okay. And we can make even, I think even less was okay. We can change something here, for example, like this. If we wanna draw some nice finish in here, we can take another curve and just draw it and maybe join them later. We can join them now and delete this point to have some. Oh, it doesn't look nice. Okay, maybe we have to rebuild it again. Yes, I think let's rebuild it. And now we have 55 points, so we need at least 55. Let's preview, maybe 70. Let's look at the whole picture. Yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah, I like it. And we can continue editing our pattern. If you don't want the points to disappear after you deselect curve, you can use command points on. Points on. Oh, we had to join our curve here also. We can say close curve and it will be joined, but can we? Yeah, we can delete this to have nice ending. And here I also want some thickening. Here it is thin, it is also okay. Here also a little thicker. And here also I don't like that it is like boring, so I want here to be thinner. Some points, if you delete some points, it looks like smoother. So sometimes we can delete some points. And can we make thicker here? No, I don't like it. So I think it's, maybe we can make this part just a little bigger with the scale, because we don't need too detailed pattern, I guess. So this part maybe should be speeded a little bit, because this can be endless making some design. Okay, we need some nice part. Let's make something, I don't know, let's continue with this one. I wanted some repetitions here. Maybe it can go here. I don't like because they are repeating, so we can just continue something and maybe go just to our border, and we can join this. And can we try to delete this point? Yeah, here it looks nice. Okay. Okay, and I want some like repeating curves, like here or here, some like a fan. Can we draw it? Well, let's draw something. Let's feel like modernists, artists. Not modernists, that's another style. Mm. Let's rebuild this again. Around 15. No, that's too much. I think 8. 8 will be enough. Also, we can use transform tools to any objects, and for curves also we can bend our curve, but we need to rebuild it again. And let's copy this. Oh, sorry, I need to copy. Option, hold option and copy and rotate. And I want to use a very nice command which I like, which is called tween between two curves. Let's move it slightly. And oh, what is, we need to, why the gumball is not aligned. Oh, we need to reset. Yeah. Yes, I have scaled this one a little bit, and now we can use command which is called twin curves. And we can say how much curves we need between these two. For example, 4. I think 4 is a little bit too much. Let's make 3. And again, here, let's make 3. And again, here n is underlined. So we write n, press space, write 3, and here we go. So in general, we have 5. I think it's okay. And I think for this one, we also have to make offset, but we have to decide inside or outside. And also we have to decide about the thickness of our offset. For example, and let's just correct here something a little bit because it doesn't look nice. So this is all about just selecting and editing curves with the points, nothing else. Okay, maybe move it slightly here. Maybe we can, if we want to increase the size of a part of our sketch, we can select these points and we can scale it. And now this part is a little bit bigger. And maybe here also. Okay, we definitely need something here. And we have to think a little bit how it will be realized. So, well, I think it is okay. Can we move it slightly? Okay, this one I want it to be very thin. So let's make an offset again, and the distance 4, just to have them thinner. I hit space to repeat command, because I have the last one was offset. I hit space and again space and again. And now I see that this part I definitely do not need. So I can select this border and write trim, select these curves and get rid of them. Okay, and maybe we can make them, maybe it was too early to trim them, but that's okay. So I want to make it more like a fan. Maybe rotate this one, but it is really, well, it really can be endless. So let's leave it as it is for now, because it is endless. The direction of design, the way of design. So let's continue with this curve. This should be thicker, for example, 6 again, but also with a different thickness in its different parts. So after we have made offset, we can make some corrections. Let's rebuild this one around 20 points, maybe 20, no, 20 is okay. And let's select them both, move like here and here. Okay, maybe if these two are intersecting, that's not very nice, so we can move them also. If we want to add some points, we can use from the curve tool, from this panel, we can use this one, this command, insert control point, it is called. So we can select our curve and put the point in the place where we want edit, and we have it now, and we can use it also in our editing process. Okay, we need something small, like I guess, not to make it too complicated. Maybe all this part we can move a little bit up. And maybe some twin curves here we can add, and here some central part. So something, I don't know. Really, I don't know. So it's like, mm, okay. And I think that we need just some small details here and it will be enough. Maybe we can just repeat this part like with some circular curve. And now we can edit it. So I'm not pretending to be a good artist, great artist. Okay, let's try to make an offset. Also thinner one, around 4, and maybe some curve which will repeat this one to make some rhythm. Make it slightly bigger. Okay, and now also let's make some trimming. Yeah, we are considering that it will be cutted from metal, like in this part. So it's like flat sheet of metal with a cutting of our pattern. So we have to, I think, we have to trim everything later, but just a little bit, a little more details. We can trim and make a mirroring and just look what we have after making a mirror of our design. Okay, let's select this one, make a mirror, oh, mirror, hold shift, and we have, I think it looks nice. I'm not sure that we need more details. Maybe this is a little bit boring curve, so we have to make it also with some differences in thickness to make it more interesting. And I'm a little bit occupied about with this part of the pattern because it's like a big piece of metal which is not connected with anything. Maybe we have to take this curve and also repeat it here just to fix it slightly. Maybe rebuild and make scaling, moving. Maybe, yeah, maybe like this. Maybe move it like here and here. Let's also make it, oh, not that much. Also, I want to add some differences in the thickness to make it more interesting. Maybe like this. And here maybe we can also add some points. We can write it insert control point. Put some point here. And we can take these control points, for example. Okay, let's select right points on and select these points and move it up. And now only the points of the upper curve, just to make some waves. Maybe a little bit more, like here. Yeah, I think it's okay. Okay, I think it's enough. Maybe we can just make some hole here and it will be enough. Can move it up. Okay, and here we have to maybe now to make a surface which will be cutted, we have to first trim all intersections of our pattern. This is very boring work, but unfortunately we have a lot of some boring work in design, in architecture, in all these I think in any type of activities. there are boring parts, so we cannot get rid of them. So we have to maybe, I don't like the curvature here, I just want to make it slightly smoother. Okay, I think it's okay. So now we can mirror. No, let's first make trims and then mirror. Well, we select everything, and this one, we hit trim, and we just go in every intersections where, so we have to, oh, this is the mistake. So we have to make a pattern which could be cutted from a flat sheet of metal. So we need, well, I think it is clear that we need something like this. So everywhere we should have something that can be converted to a set of closed curves and then cut it. So something like this. By the way, after we have done trimming, it will be much more complicated to edit our pattern. So it was a better way to copy our sketch and save the copy untrimmed, just like a sketch. If it will be necessary to return to update some design, it is good to save sketches. Now, because these curves are just parts, not connected with the points, and it will be really much more complicated to edit them. But I think I will not return to this sketch, so I just continue. Oops. And here. Well, I think that it's enough. Okay, after we have finished with trimming, we can select our sketch and mirror. Hold Shift, delete this line, and look at our sketch when it is mirrored. Well, I'm not sure it's, well, it's okay, I think. I don't like this one. I prefer to change it maybe to circle. Circle, 2 points, and trim again this part. Okay, and here also some small trimming. Ah, and here, sorry, but I think we can delete because we have mirrors trimmed one, and this one we can delete. Yeah, and here I have seen, yes, here some, I've forgotten some small part, and here we can mirror this line like so. And here we have we have lost something again. Just can draw it. Okay, let's look carefully. I think that's all. And now what can we do? We can draw rectangular but as a surface, so it will be not rectangle, it will be plane. So like surface rectangle. You can see it in a shaded mode that it is now a surface. And we can draw this plane, sorry, plane, the size of our sketch. After this, we can select this plane and we can use split command and we can select all our curves. And now we have pieces which we can delete, but it is too long. But we have a piece which we can just move. And here we go. Here's our pretty nice pattern. Maybe it is too thin, by the way. Maybe I was too, like, yeah, 4 millimeters in a real life. It can be way too thin, but okay, we are just making some abstract stairs, so I think it will be okay. So split and just take only our necessary piece. And what can we do with our necessary piece? By the way, we are still in block editing mode inside our block of our step. We can move our sketch, move it here. And what can we do? We can rotate it 90 degrees. We can move it to its place where it is desired to be. We can delete through Command Shift this one, and we have to extrude it. Let's do it around minus metal are rather thin, so 3 millimeters or maybe 4, but 4 it is thick metal, so 3. And okay, we have it, but we also need this side with some design. Well, let's look how it will look like if we apply it to our block. Let's press apply, and we can see that it is beautiful. I think I like it, but now our patterns are behind our steps. I think that we can scale them to not hide our designs. So let's go again to block edit, and let's what can we do? I think we can use scale 1D, at least try. Scale 1D is very dangerous. It is better to turn on project to avoid some changing in shape, just to confirm that we only scaling in one direction, really. So let's make it should be, let's edit not that step, but this one. They are the same, but here we can see how they are interconnected. Let's write block edit, and let's select this one, scale 1D, and let's make it just, we need a vertical line to scale vertically. Let's say that it will be 125. So like this. Did our sketch suffered? I think not that much. And let's also make our step itself, the wooden part, let's make it a little bit thinner. Now it is 35, we can make it 10 millimeters thinner. What we have to do? We have to select through the Command Shift upper part of our step. We have already done this, and move it -10. Let's check that everything is okay. Yeah, I think it is okay. Let's press apply, and now it looks much better. I like it. And here is, as it is the first step, maybe the floor will begin like a little bit higher, or maybe there will be some special element. Okay, oh, you can see this. And why it has happened? Because in one of the blocks I have forgotten to delete this surface, and it is inside of the block. And if we put it inside of one block, it appears in each block. So let's write block edit and let's delete it and hit apply. Yeah, now it's better. Okay, we have to add some design here. We can draw something similar, or maybe we can use what we have now and try to edit it. Maybe for this purpose it would be good if we have saved the sketch, but we didn't. So let's make now, I think we can make supports for now, because they are simple. They look much more simple. Of course, it is also possible to make them more complicated, more beautiful, but it's not necessary. We can again check our sketches. So I prefer not to make the supports too complicated for now, because the tutorial is really already long. So let's make supports for our stairs. For so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's make supports for our stairs. For this, we again have to go inside our block with block edit command, and let's check again the sketches. We see that two supports are different, slightly different. First main idea is that they have different height, and another is that they have a little bit different design. But these parts are pretty similar, but I think we can make something different. Here also they are similar. So first of all, they are just tubes. Let's make them tubes. This is a command we already know. It is called pipe. And about radius, well, they are rather thin, so they can be around, let's check, around 15, so they will be 3 centimeters in diameter. I think that they can be thinner. So let's make again pipe and radius of 10 or maybe 11. Let's press apply to see changes in all the blocks, all block instances, and to decide if it is okay or not. I think that they can be even thinner because it is metal. Metal is rather durable. Okay, block edit again, command Z, oh, command Z, command Z, oh, sorry. Okay, it worked. Okay, again, block edit. And now let's make pipe. Let's make it 10. So it will be 2 centimeters. We can make not a pipe, but maybe we can extrude them to make like a prisms. Oh, okay, let's make now pipe without that much complications. And now, what is next? We see that the pipes are beginning actually a little bit down, and they have to stand on our step. So we can just cut them with Boolean difference command. Rhino asks, select surfaces to subtract from. They are our pipes, and surface or polysurface to subtract with is our step. But we don't want to delete the cutting object, our step, so we have to turn off this point, delete input. And now we can select our step. And now we see that our extrusion begins exactly where we need. And it will be a little bit more convenient because we have to make our, let's check on top view, this additional design. So this design will begin in the place where we need to be after we have made Boolean difference. Well, let's because these pictures are a little bit annoying. I want to put them on a separate layer. Change object layer, call it pictures, rename pictures. Okay, and default layer again, our relevant layer. Let's check. Yes, it works. So because we don't need to see them every time, all the time, just when we are working. Okay, now let's go to our block again. And these small parts, what are them? This is our not deleted input because it saved both objects, cutting and object which we have cut it. So we need only the resulting cutted pipes. Now let's make some structures here. We can make another pipe from these edges, some smaller pipes. We have to select with Command Z, Command Shift, and hope that I have selected edges. Again, pipe. And here we need much smaller radius, maybe 2. Well, 2 is way too small. Maybe 3 or even 4. No, I think we have to do different thing. We have to do offset and distance maybe 5 or 6. And now we have to select these supports. Let's check again sketches. So to make something like this, so here we have some widening part, and in fact it is a body of revolution. In fact, we can draw something like this, something beautiful. Why not? Let's do this. let's do this. They can be almost similar. So yeah, because in different sketches we have different things, but we can just inspire with them. So let's measure the height with a line vertical, height of our support, better the longer one. It is around I don't see it because of screen recording. Let's use distance. So approximately 90. Okay, let's draw a line on a top view. We can make it 90 and later just make some corrections. Now let's make some sketch for a body of revolution, and then I think we will use something like rail revolve. Okay, the thickness will be -10, the basic thickness. So this line will be our axis of symmetry, and this is our thickness. And now we can draw what we want to draw. Some profile. I think that I actually can use this sketch and then edit this line. So I can draw something like this, then something like this, and maybe here just an arch, and here, yeah, I can just also just make something similar. Okay, there is some symmetry. Do we want a symmetry? I think we can make this symmetric, and this will be enough. And so we select our curves, move them to our sketch. Here, I think we have to scale it up, and this should be on the bottom. Okay, let's put it approximately for now, and then we will edit our curves now, and this should be in the middle. Also use move. We can catch midpoint. I think this is a midpoint. Now we have to edit points of all our curves to have some closed profile. Well, not closed, but continuous at least. Let's begin with these. Select these curves, points on, and we can slightly edit all our structure. Maybe here we need some wider support. This line we can move. Maybe not that much. Okay, and here we have to be sure that it touches our line, and more important that it should touch our line here. We can select point, use move command, and snap to our line. Now what we have here, same, we select points on. I think all these points we have to move like here, then a little bit edit, and these points also we need to touch our basic line. And here I think everything is okay, and we can mirror this one. Well, I think that here should be a little smoother, like this. We can mirror. This part I think should be smaller than this one, so let's make it a little bit smaller with the scale, like this. And maybe we can also draw something at the upper side, just some small thing. Maybe we can take this one. We can take this one, copy it, mirror it with the gumball, -1, move here, select again points, slightly corrections. This part should be smaller. And I think it will be okay. Maybe we can add also some curve like this, copy, let it be, something like this, and here again we can make some difference. I think something like this. Okay, I think this is enough. Now this we can mirror. Oh, mirror. Like this. I think this should be smaller, at least in Y direction, to be not that annoying. Maybe smaller in all directions, again with scale. Just like this. Okay, let's try. So what we can do first, we have to make from all this profile we need it as one single curve. So we select everything, right trim, and trim all unnecessary parts. Like this, like this, like this, like this, and I think yeah, that's all. Now we have to join all this stuff. Select, join. Now we have to try a command which is called revolve. Right, revolve. Select all. We have problem here. It is not joined. So we have to manage with this. We can select points, move them, and move it with snapping, and one point to another point with snap in, just with the precise snapping. After this, they have to join without problems. Yeah, they have joined. We have to check that all our profile is joined in one single curve. So now we use revolve. Now, what is first to select? Select curves to revolve. This is our curve. Now, we have to draw revolve axis. This line is our revolve axis, we're just repeating it. And now start angle should be 0, and revolution angle is full circle. In our case, we need full circle, so we leave it as 360. And this is what we have. We can look at our surface in perspective view. Well, I think it looks nice. Maybe a little bit thick. Maybe it should be a little bit thinner, like slim. But it looks nice. And now it is pink. What does it mean? In my Rhino, I made all my back faces of pink color. If I draw a plane, you can see that one is front face and it is white, and this one is back face and it is pink. And when we are modeling in any program, not just Rhino, any 3D program, there is a rule that we should model with our front faces oriented on us, on front, on the world, and all back faces should be hidden. So we need hide our back faces. We can use flip command for this purpose. Now it is correct. We see that back face is inside of our tube. Why should we do this? Because in visualization software like V-Ray or Twinmotion, back faces usually have transparent material, and they can have problems with materials, visualization, any other stuff. So this is just a general rule. We make back faces inside. Okay, but I still wanna make it thinner. So let's delete it and make all our curve. Let's scale 1D and make it thinner, like holding shift, like something like this. Okay, what will be the thickness, the radius? Around, okay, let's use distance. I don't know, because sometimes my text on my cursor sometimes is disappearing when I'm snapping. I think it is because of screen recording, but usually we are measuring with a line. Okay, now it is 8 millimeters. I think that we can move it a little bit from, like a couple millimeters from axis to make it slightly thicker. Okay, let's use revolve again, curves to revolve, and axis. Okay, space, and flip again. Okay, this is our support. Well, now we have to put it on our on this place. So we don't need these pipes anymore. We can delete all this stuff, but we need a point to snap. So now my line is not splitted with our step. So let's split them. Let's select these lines and use split command. Split with this one. So yeah, now we have this, what we need. Okay, these short lines we don't need. Okay, now let's take our support, move it here, rotate it 90 degrees without minus, and we need center of the bottom of our support. We would snap to the center. By the way, we can make cap to close holes. Now we use move and we, oh yeah, it can snap to the center. It is perfect. Let's put it snap into this point and let's copy. Let's make a copy. Again, we need center and snap to this center. Okay, now one of our pipes should be longer and one and another should be shorter. And we have, let's go to the wireframe and select. So we have our lines, basic lines, exactly of the length we need. So I think we can correct our, let's look where we will see them better. Here we see better our supports. So this is not even a group, it is a closed solid polysurface. So I want to make it higher, but I want to our pattern, our design not to be changed. So I can use sub-objects. Hold Command Shift and select this upper part. And why doesn't it select this? Oh, well, in fact, I want to select this part also, but here the polysurface is not breaking on two surfaces. So if I want to select sub-object polysurface, I select this as a whole surface. But I want to have here some division. We can do this with surface tools, I guess, or solid tools. It is in surface or solid tools. So we have a command which is called merge faces, and there is an opposite if we want to split, but here we can split only planar face. Well, I think we can actually use just split, just regular split. Just draw somewhere here, horizontal line, split these surfaces and then join them again. And after this we will have a seam here, and these two surfaces will be different sub-objects. So let's split them. Select split, use this line and join again. Let's check. Now we have seam here, and it is not a problem for visualization because in render to you it will not be seen, but now I can select this part as a sub-object and this one, and this is what we need. So let's go to right view, select with the frame these two sub-objects and move them, but let's turn on project. Let's move them to the end of our basic line. And now our support is elongated, and this is what we need. And for this one we need to make it shorter. We again select it, but I don't see the end. Here's the end of the basic curve, and move it, snap into the end. Let's check. So we have these supports on the same level, these on the same level, and these on different level. Okay, but these two maybe should be on a different level, just making this spiral also. Let's see how it looks all together. Press apply to confirm changes. Let's look at the rendered mode. Now supports look much thicker than this design. They look like big, big ones. Can we scale them? I think we can scale them slightly because our stairs, maybe this is too thin in structural way, but it's okay because this is not a project to build, to construct, just to practice Rhino. So, but I think it will be more beautiful if the supports will be thinner. Let's again edit our block, and let's look on the top view on our supports. In wireframe mode, select our supports where the ones which we are editing, this one, here it is. Let's use scale 2D to change thickness, but not to change height. The center is a center of scaling, and snipping, let's say, yeah, let's make it more precise. Okay, center, and here we need some snap, and we don't have it. Okay, any point, but let's say 0.95. Sorry. If we are using scale factor, saying that it should be 5% smaller, we don't need second point. We just need point center of scaling. So this one, and we just press, except of one, we press 0.25. It means that our structure should be 5% smaller. Let's look. Yeah, I think it's okay. Maybe 0.19. Again, scale to D, not to change height. 0.9. And the second one, which is important, also should be 0.9. Oh, sorry. 0.9. Yeah, let's check. Let's press apply. Yeah, now they are slightly thinner. Let's check that they are not seen from our railing. I think no. Okay, and now I want to make this part also going by spiral. How can I do this? Do we need here our basic railing line? Maybe we have deleted it, but we have middles of our vertical support lines. So again, block edit. Let's look at our surfaces. Let's select them as which is the longer. This is the longer one. Let's select this central part of our subobjects. Let's move them down, and then right move, select this central part, and we need to find, oh, I think that we need to isolate. Let's isolate our block because it is a mess, very difficult to work. Let's select one instance, isolate one step. It is much cleaner way. Oh, I have broken here something. Just I have to return. Okay, isolate, and now block edit. This is much more convenient. So we need this part. We need to find the middle point of this line. We can even mark it and just move this part of our support a little bit upper to this center point. We can use divide command, divide on two segments, and here we will have point, and it will be easier to snap. Okay, let's select this part with command shift without point and move to this point. Let's see that, well, it is breaking here. I think because this is also single surface, we have also to split it. Let's do this. Something around here. And so again, why does this happening? Because this is single surface. If I move this sub-object up or down, it is deforming because this is a ruled surface. We're changing the rules how it was built when we move in this part, and it is breaking. So to but here we have only pipe, and here another design, so we can split them, and this design will not suffer if we move this part. So split and join again. Okay, split. with this and join these parts to have a seam which divides these two surfaces. So it divided this surface to two different surfaces. Okay, now we can select this part as a subobject without this point and move its middle to this point. Okay, we can do the same with this curve. Well, here it is just we need to just slightly move it down. Let's do it like manually, just like this. And now these two central parts will go as a spiral, slightly moving up. Let's press apply, unisolate. Let's check. Yeah, I think it is better, but we again have to delete all stuff and rubbish from our block. Again, block edit. Uh, just let's isolate it. Isolate and block edit. And we have to delete this surface, this line, and this maybe if we will need it, we can press Command X to cut it and apply to close block and Command V. And now it is at the same place, but not inside the block. So now they are separate objects. Okay, unisolate. Yeah, now it is better. Okay, and what else we need? Oh, I think that here we need some, like here, we need some metal part which will go down to our to close our wooden part from that side. Okay, let's do this. Let's again look at it. Let's select this surface. Just go closer, select this surface, extrude it. Well, how much? Let's just use extrude command to snap. Extrude surface to the floor. We have to snap to the floor. Then we have to use cap to close. And this part, I think, let's turn off pictures, the layer with the pictures. I think this part should be thicker. So we can make it thicker with a green square on gumball, around 1.2, or maybe a little more, maybe 1.5. Maybe it could be even thicker, but I think it's okay. Let's press apply. Let's see. No, yeah, now our wood is closed with the metal from this part. Here, I think also, except of wooden part, we need some steel structure, because it's like the way how we do stairs. So we have to add something from the bottom to make it more realistic. And also we have to add some part here, some design like this one. Okay, first of all, I think that we need surface on which it would be designed. So, again, locate it. And here, in fact, we have a curve which we can use. We can extrude it, extrude curve. For now, not no project. I think for now for this height. After this, I think that we can make like on some of the sketches. Let's see. They are these design parts are triangular. Here they are flat, but we can make it slightly curved. Here I think they are slightly curved. So we have to draw some curve to cut some part of our surface. Or maybe, first of all, let's do something. Let's unroll this surface. Here it is. So we like flattening it out, and we can draw some design exactly on this one. And after this, we can there is a command which can bring our pattern back to our curved surface. Let's do this. So first we need again a flat sketch. Let's think it out. So I think it will be triangular, so we can draw a line here. And I think we can draw polyline. Polyline. And close it and make an offset and make it similar to this pattern. So let's measure distance 10 millimeters. Okay, so offset 10 millimeters, distance 10 inside. Now we need some simple pattern here, maybe part of like something like this. Let's look again on what we have here. We even can say dupe face border to duplicate this pattern, just to have it on eye. Okay, let's look. Maybe we can use some part of it, half, or just draw something similar. Can we use a half of it? Well, let's draw something similar. Okay, I have speeded up the process of creating this part of geometry. Now it is, I think, finished, and let's continue. So I don't like only thing which I wanna edit. I don't like these very sharp sharp angle. I think that we can just cut it like this, but we need to save the length of this side. So I think we can do so. We can trim, and we can now scale all this stuff. Scale 1D. Oh, first let's move it for better snapping. And now scale 1D from this part to this. So it will be a little longer. We see this in light gray, this old picture, because we are still working in the block of our stair, I think. Yeah, of this stair. So because of this we see this sketch, because it well, this is not very good, I think, but it doesn't matter. I'm doing this sketch exactly inside the block of our stair, but I think really it doesn't matter at all. So yeah, I like this sketch more. Or maybe this is a little bit too thin. We can make it a little thicker, slightly thicker. Also trim. Now, what type of tool we need? If we want to make this sketch, we can move it closer to our step. We can turn off pictures. We don't need them anymore. If I want to make it like smoothly curved on this surface, So I want to translate this sketch to this surface. There is a very nice command which is called flow along surface, and I think we will need this command now. But first I wanna again isolate our block, so let's close block box, select again, I think we can select this block instance, right isolate. Yeah, now it will be a little bit convenient. Select it, block edit. This I think that we don't need anymore. So how does work command which is called flow along surface? First thing is that we need two surfaces, base surface and target surface. So our design should be placed on a base surface. Let's create it. Let's first measure the height of our target surface. So it is 125. What can we do? We can draw a line, and we can extrude this line minus 125. Now, after we have extruded, we can see that we have a surface. Also, I think that we can, let's check how does this flow along surface. This is this command. It says select objects. I think that we can select not a curves pattern, but do as we have done with this pattern. We have made a split, and I think, yeah, we have to split here. We have to try. So let's make a copy for just for safety. And now let's select the surface, split, space, and cutting objects are these lines. And we need only this surface. Yeah, all this stuff we can delete. Now we can flip, but it's not that necessary. And let's copy this surface as our base surface. And now let's try this command, flow along surface. Let's see how it works. Okay, first, Rhino asks, select objects to flow along a surface. Sorry. Objects, so this is our this pattern. Press space. Now, base surface, select edge near a corner. So the edge is the edge of which it will be flowing. In our case, this edge I consider the base edge, and the flowing edge is this one, curved edge which is placed here. So now we have to select base edge near a corner, so near the beginning. We will select it here. And now target surface, also select edge near matching corner. So we are matching this corner to this corner. So we select this surface near this corner, and we have this magic. So we can delete this surface, and our pattern is curved, exactly flowing this surface which we have just deleted. So the curvature is absolutely the same. And as we made our pattern of the same length as this edge of the surface, it is matching perfectly, because if it will be shorter, I'm not sure that it will match perfectly, so it's better to think in advance slightly. So I like this result. I can delete this. And we have to make a thickness to our pattern, same as this one. So let's measure, because I don't remember. So it is 3 millimeters. So we can offset surface, and the direction, I think the direction should be any. I think it is not that important. If we don't like the direction of extruding, of offsetting, we can flip. And I think that we have to look how it will look like. So let's flip again, make distance 3 millimeters, space, check that it will be solid, and hit space again. Now let's delete this. Hopefully we will, well, let's not delete, let's move it away from the block, because for safety we can save it. So let's select, let's press Command X to cut it from the block, then close box editing window, press apply, and then Command V to paste our instance outside of the block. So we have closed a box with the block and then paste it. So now it is a separate object, which has nothing in common with our block, our step. And this we can just save for any emergency. Now we can unisolate to look on the final picture. So we have made extrusion offsetting of our this surface. We have made offset outside, and I think it looks okay. Maybe we can, as we edited like some additional part of metal here, we can add it also here to make it like stiffer. Maybe it will be not bad. And we were talking that we need some structure, some supporting structure for the wooden part here downside of the step. But I really like the result. It looks really nice. So let's add here some, like this part. It is a little thicker. Let's check thickness. 4 and 5. Okay. So again, look at it. Let's select this surface with Command Shift and let's extrude. But what is the extrusion distance? 25. Okay, let's extrude it minus 25. And is it oh no, it is not a separate object, and we need it as a separate object, I guess. So let's make extract surface command, extract surface, and now we have copy of this surface. So let's delete, and again, how works this command? Extract surface. It asks to select surface which we want to extract from the poly surface, and this is this one. And we can make a copy or not. And if we will not make a copy, this surface will be cut from the poly surface and will be a separate object. But we need a copy, so press done. Now we can extrude it minus 25 or I'm thinking, is it maybe because we need also to thicken it. Okay, let's extrude. I think it's okay. It should not obviously be thicker than this one. If we wanna, we can make, I think we can make offset on all sides. Just let's see, 0.75. Let's try offset surface, both all sides, and the distance will be 0.75. Oh, 0.75. Oh, sorry. Again, distance 0.75. And solid, yes. Space. Oh, corners should be sharp. Corners sharp. 0.75 space. And it is almost okay, but we don't need to extrude upper this side and the down also. So we will move it down. Minus 0.75. And this one also. Let's select. Let's move closer, like this. Deselect, then select this sub-object, and let's move it up to avoid this step. 0.75 space. Oh, did it worked? Oh, it didn't work. It made okay. So yeah, it didn't work. This is the surface which is inside. We don't need it. So let's look. I think it is okay. So it is a little bit thicker, and let's press apply and let's look. Well, I don't like this step. It would be better if we had like flowing line here. Maybe we can use our base spiral line except of this object, because I don't like it, honestly. Let's look at the picture. At the pictures. Well, here there is absolutely another structure, and here, well, here there are some joining points. So maybe we can leave it as it is, because it is not that important, I think. Well, Maybe we can even finish the tutorial here because it is really now very long. Yeah, here we have also some problems. How can we manage them? We have this line. Oh yeah, this is the problem, that the line is not going here. How can we fix it? So let's not delete our railing because I'm not sure that we have saved the profile. We can first copy profile, say dupe border, just dupe border, select this. Now we can delete it, I think. Yeah, we have saved it. And here let's correct our line. This border we don't need. And we have to do, I think we can draw a line, vertical one, from this point, just some vertical line. And can we make maybe some surface? And I want to use extend command, extend, to extend this curve. This first, well, I want to extend this curve, but Rhino asks me not to select the curve first, to select boundary object. So the object which will be boundary for extending. So this surface first I select, and then, only then, I select curve near the end, and it continues. Well, but it doesn't go through this point, so we have to edit also this. This we don't need, this also we don't need. This curve, we have to select these 2 points. I think we can just move them slightly to intersect with our last piece of last support, more or less like this one. I think it's okay. Well, and here I also want to make some finishing of our railing. How can we do this? We can, I think that we can do it separately. Can we bend it? We can try to bend it. So first let's say sweep 1. Maybe I want to make it a little bit bigger. Press shift, click on square and say 1.0.5 or 1.0.1, maybe a little more, 0.5, so 15% more or less. Now let's check that it connects to our railing. Need midpoint or quadrant is also okay. Snap to the end, then sweep 1, rail this one, sweep shape this one, space, and space, yeah, space, and road like. Don't remember to road like to make the rail always horizontal, and sweep and flip, and let's check. Yeah, it's okay. And let's make some experiments. Let's take this shape, this curve. Let's turn on isocurves, surface isocurves. Let's try to extrude curve. Oh, extrude curve. But say the direction, and it will not snap to isocurves. Let's say extract isocurve. Extract isocurve. Select this surface, and we need midpoint. Well, not the necessary midpoint. So what does isocurve command? It extracting the curve from the surface. So if we will turn off the isocurves, you can see that we have a curve which is flowing along our surface. So the one which belongs to the surface. Now let's again extrude this shape, this curve, extrude curve, say direction with some D space, direction near, I'm not sure, let's isolate because it's has too much snaps, so to avoid over snapping, I would say I prefer isolate. And also you can see that sometimes when I scroll in, the object disappears from viewport. And I have noticed that in view isometric, the scrolling is much smoother. So we can scroll much closer, and I prefer this way of working in parallel mode, so we always can change from perspective to parallel, isometric, any of this one, and for working it is more convenient for me at least. Perspective is more like to analyze how it looks like final result or intermediate result, but for working I like to work more in parallel mode. So again, extrude curve, d-space for direction, let's snap to this line to extrude in this direction, to like slightly continue our railing, maybe a little more. Okay, d-space, d-space, direction should be shorter, but extrusion should be longer, like this. Now let's try to do, let's look from the right, let's try to do some transformation. Let's select transform tab, and let's use this bend tool. Okay, we have to draw like curve or line which will be base for bending, and then we just bend. Maybe so it is not so it's better to try different ways. Maybe something like this. Let's look how it looks like. Well, not bad, I would say. Let's make a cap. Let's try to make cap. It will not work. Let's use patch. And for the patch, let's select this border. Press OK. I think it is okay. I think that it will not join. Yeah, it will not join, but it is not a problem. So let's look. Oh, it's not very good. So let's go a little bit. Let's press Command Z. Now let's isolate these, this and this. And now let's try again. Let's try to do this again. Maybe not that much, maybe like so. It would be better maybe to not to use this tool, but draw the finishing of our curve and use again sweep 1. Maybe it will work better, but let's look. Well, I think it, well, no, I don't like it. Let's really do this way. Let's draw it with the curve. We will edit it later. Something like this. Let's edit. Moving the points slightly. Okay, let's try. It's moving down. Let's see where our curve is now placed in space. Yeah, it is. It has snapped here and also to the vertical 0 plane. How can we fix it? We can make a 0 scale in this direction, and it will be flat now. Now let's move it exactly here. Object perpendicular. Okay. And let's use sweep 1 again, but maybe we can, in sweep 1 command, we can select different shapes. Not only one shape of profile, we can select different ones. So maybe we can, do we have it? Let's say dupe border again. And let's use this border. How can we use it? We can copy it and we can mirror it with a gumball. Press -1. And we can scale it down, make it smaller. Let's rotate it 90 degrees, maybe a little bit more, something like this. And let's move it. So we honestly need the middle. Can we, oh, we don't need points, we need midpoint. Can we just disable all commands except the mid one? Well, quad maybe will be also useful. So move And here we have quadrant. I think it is similar to the middle. Now let's turn on end and snap to an end. And now let's turn on again all our snaps. Well, I think these ones. Now let's use again sweep one. Rail will be this one. Space, oh sorry, rail. Then shapes, this one. And this one. And press space. These arrows, if we use more than one shape, these arrows should be at the same place. Let's move them here, oh, and this one also here. But the arrows should be in the same direction. Let's look. Yeah, they should be in the same direction. So can we try this? No. No, let's use again rail. Now first curve and second curve. And let's move these arrows, one here, click, click, and hold, and how to rotate it. We just snap to this direction and click. Now let's look how it will look like now. Yeah, now it looks better. So this is what I had in mind. I think we don't need closed sweep. Yeah, we don't need. We can, let's check. Here there is not that much difference between road-like and freeform. No difference. So let's sweep and let's flip. And let's, can we join it? Let's try join. Yeah, they join perfectly. Cool. And let's close this with a cap. So yeah, this sweep command works much better than transform. Well, all transform commands, they are complicated. So better to model geometry from zero, not to transform, which we already have. Well, can we copy this? I think we have to do same here, but with the different curve and different sweep command. Let's unisolate. Let's see. And let's look in the rendered mode. Well, not bad. And do we need, well, let's do it. Okay. Because with this our staircase will be finished, and now it's slightly unfinished. So let's do the same again. Okay, do we have here, we have this curve. So let's isolate again this, and one of our blocks. Isolate. Let's look where we will see it better. Here, okay. Yeah, on this side we see it better. So we what we have been done, we have to draw the rail. Let's do it. Let's take a curve. Let's turn on project to avoid snapping of the curve in space. Okay, quadrant, and let's, maybe it is going to I prefer to cut it, honestly, because it is already a little bit long. Maybe here we can try transform, but I think it will not work. So let's how can we cut it? On the top view, can we do it? Because it goes not perpendicular, not in the red direction. Let's say something like this, not being. So if we extrude and cut it here, well, it is better to rotate this plane, oh sorry, to rotate it more perpendicular to our rail, at least more or less perpendicular, not that precisely, like so. Let's cut. Yeah, now we can cut. We can split or trim. Let's use split. This object, split with this object. This we can delete, and this also we can delete. And we have this curve, and I think we don't need it now. We have to draw a new one. Let's do it. Let's begin. Something similar to what we have made downwards, like this. I think it will be okay. Well, we have to move it here, And I think, do we need this curve? I think no, we can delete it. And now we can snap this to the quadrant or midpoint quadrant. Let's turn off project. I think we have to, well, we needed that curve to rotate. It would be convenient to rotate, but okay, we also can do it not that precisely, just more or less in the same direction as the railing. Something like this. Now we can delete this border, we don't need it because we need a new one. Let's say again loop border, or extract edge also could be useful here. Now let's copy, let's mirror -1, let's rotate, oh, in which, yeah, rotate with a red arch. Let's scale. I don't remember how I was scaling. Now this point we have to, again, we need quadrant or midpoint. Let's turn off near to snap to quadrant. Why don't you see quad? Oh, sorry. Move. Why don't you see quad? Let's turn off points also. Oh, that's really strange. Let's just move it anywhere, and let's try now. What the hell? And will you snap with the line? Maybe we can, let's isolate it again. It's like something, isolate, and maybe can we just draw point on snap into the quadrant? Why don't we can? Oh, that's, I think it's Rhino on Mac works strange. And on a top view, oh, also we have to rotate it slightly. Ah, no, because this is, okay, we don't need. Well, that's really strange. Okay, let's do it approximately. Oh, again, can I say points off? Because I don't like them now. Now move. Okay, approximately. Let's snap here. What is going on? Why do you snap here? Again, move. Okay, let's turn on near. Maybe can we try to just divide it more or less? Okay, it can see perpendicular. And what about quadrant? Oh, maybe because this is not perpendicular cross-section, it's like random cross-section which we have copied, so because of this it doesn't snaps to, yeah, to any. So let's do it approximately like this. Let's delete it, unisolate. Now, okay, let's try sweep 1, railing, then shape, this shape and this shape. Again, we have to move these arrows, one here, snap to the end. Oh, it doesn't match. Why didn't match? We need it to match. Let's select this and this, move, and something like this. Again, sweep, railing, shapes, this one and this one. Space again. Now arrows here and here. Space again. I think it is okay. Sweep. And can we do cap? Yeah, we can, because this is a flat shape. It is not perfect, but I'm okay with this. Now we can delete this curve, and I think that we can finish finally this tutorial because it is really long. Okay, let's hide this also on this layer. And this, what is this? We can delete this, I think. If we don't need any lines, we just can write cell line and delete all the lines, and cell curve and delete all curves which are unnecessary now. And finally we just can apply some materials. Let's return to perspective view, and yeah, let's apply some materials. Let's go to object properties, then material, and let's create let's create, I'm not sure. Okay, let's try to import. Let's import some metal, some matte metal. For example, what do we have? Matte steel. Let's look at it. Open. Let's look in the rendered mode. Well, it is gray. We can make it slightly darker, maybe warmer. Hit apply. I think it's okay. And let's do this with our blocks. Let's go inside one of the blocks with the block edit, and let's select all parts which will be made from metal, this and this, and let's choose the material we have just imported. Here, I think this is this material, and this one, all these parts also are made from metal. Okay, and this should be made of wood. Maybe we can create our own wood, but first we have to download some seamless wood structure. And let me pause a video and download this not structure, texture. I'm sorry. Downloaded wood structure, and let's create a wood texture. Let's create our own material, choose custom, let's call it wood, and let's add a texture here on the color. Let's press here. I have downloaded on desktop. Let's check this one. Open. Yes. And now it already looks not bad, but I prefer to change mapping because now if we look like closer, we can see that the wood fibers are not looking good on well, they're not looking good here. So how can we do this? We can go now not to material but to mapping, this panel, and let's use the simplest one, box mapping. Apply box mapping, and let's draw a box. The size of the box will be the size of texture. So let's say let's say 500 by 500. Let's look how it will look like. Height also 500. Capped, yes. And let's look now. It looks much better on all sides, all directions. But if we want to make texture bigger or smaller, we can do it by showing our mapping widget. We press show mapping, and here is our box, and if we make it smaller, this box, sorry, Command Z. So on box we select this mapping widget, not the object, and then we make it smaller with a shift. Let's look. So texture goes smaller, and if we make it bigger, the texture will be bigger, but I prefer smaller one. So you see that here the size of the texture is changing. So after we have after we are fine with what we see, we can hide this mapping widget with this button. So I think it is okay. Now we can press apply in the block edit window, and here we go. We can see our nice stairs. Well, this is not good. We have some surface here. I think that we have forgotten to delete it. We can make some without details of how structure will look like. We just can extrude some flat shape and make it metal. I think it will be enough. So let's do it. Let's select again block edit. Let's select this surface. So here this is the wooden poly surface, and also we have some flat surface. Let's extrude it around very thin, well, 7 millimeters. Let's look. Will it be too thick? No, I think it is okay. And let's make this surface, poly surface, also made of some metal. And press apply. And now they all are looking better, I think. So, oh, this one we also have to color it with metal. And I think that we see some points. Sometimes, yeah, here we see some points. They are inside the block. We can delete them or we can turn them off in the rendered mode. So let's just turn them off. We go to display and turn off points. Here they are disappeared. Well, I think that this is enough for this tutorial finally. I like the result. Maybe later I will change this shape because this is not perfect. I consider it not that perfect, but for now I think it is really enough. I have realized that now tutorial cannot be finished, unfortunately, because I have realized one very important thing. I had to check it for sure before we have done all these decorations. On the step where we had just some approximate sketch of our stairs, we have to check that the person can go on this step, because now I visually see that it is here there is not enough space. So let's check this. We use line and a vertical line, V and space. And let's draw from here vertical line of some tall person, for example 1,800, and we see 1,800 meters. We see that it cannot go on the stairs, and this is a disaster. This is very bad. So this is a useless stairs. Okay, what can we do? The simplest option is just to scale it in the Z direction. I think that we can do it now. So let's do it. Let's make a copy of it. Select, make a copy. And let's make one step higher. So now let's check what is the height. Now it is around, yeah, it is 150. So let's make it at least 180. Let's say scale 1D. Turn on project to avoid non-uniform scale. And let's say these 2 points and choose these 2 points, and let's say that this distance should be 185, for example. 85, will it be enough? Hopefully. Well, now let's check again. So now our stairs are taller, much taller. Let's draw again vertical line, vertical, turn off project here, and let's say 100 and 1080, and draw this line. So yeah, now person can go on these stairs. That is much better. Okay, I think now finally we can finish our tutorial. So let's well, let's not delete this. Let's move it on hidden layer, and this is our final result. Let's look again in rendered mode. Well, yeah, I think that after scaling, design is not did not suffered. Okay, I think finally this is the end of the tutorial, so thanks for watching, guys.